YouTube? It's your boy Flex, and I'm back here with another video. And today we're gonna talk about the quarterback competition, or should I say lack of competition? Because I'm gonna tell you the truth about the quarterback competition is that the quarterback competition is decided. As a matter of fact, not only is it decided, it already was decided. You know when it was decided? The moment we decided to trade a pick for Josh Rosen. That's when the quarterback competition to me was decided. Obviously, everybody couldn't know the quarterback competition was decided because then, competition is always great. It brings out the best in people. But let's just be honest here. Let's just be honest with each other. All right? You know and I know who needs to be starting. And then after 2 preseason games, it's more apparent who needs to be starting. Josh Rosen needs to be starting. It's just no other way around it. Now, I don't care if Ryan Fitzpatrick comes out in this next preseason game and throws 2 touchdowns. He can win the starting spot this preseason. I don't know. Usually in the 4th preseason nobody really plays, but in the 3rd one is the one you get the best looks in. So who knows? Even if Ryan Fitzpatrick comes out here and throws 2 touchdowns and Josh Rosen only throws 1 or something like that, it is evident already to this point. If you watch the preseason games, Josh Rosen has to start. All right, and it's for a few reasons. It's just commonsensical reasons that make sense. Okay, first of all, let's just go over who Ryan Fitzpatrick is. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I have respect for him, but he's been in the league for 15 years. And he has been in the league for 15 years, and he's never been that great, right? He's always been good. You know what you got with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I've already said this in a couple of other videos in the previous, in the past. You know what you have with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He is who he is. I don't know this thing where people think that Ryan Fitzpatrick can somehow change who he is and, oh, he's not going to be that same gunslinger guy that throws wild picks for no reason. That is Ryan Fitzpatrick. Coming to the Miami Dolphins is not going to change Ryan Fitzpatrick and make him some he's Ryan Fitzpatrick, guys. Not the worst quarterback in the world, but I just don't think you can win a Super Bowl with him. To be honest with you, I don't think you can win. And if that's the ultimate goal, I don't think you can do it with him. And now he's also older, which meaning he doesn't have a future with us really beyond this year or even next year. If he stays 2 years, I don't know, but he definitely don't have a future beyond 2 years with us. And there is just honestly no pros to starting Ryan Fitzpatrick this year because I've said this previously and I'll say this again. Even if he is better than Josh Rosen, which he has shown no signs of during the preseason so far, he's not that much better to where you sacrifice seeing your potential future for him. Now, when I look at a quarterback competition, I look at it from something like a Kirk Cousins RG3 competition a couple years back when RG3 and Kirk Cousins were both on the Redskins. You had 2 young quarterbacks fighting for a starting spot. You had the guy RG3 who was drafted earlier, so obviously he had the inside, he was on the inside trail to the starting quarterback position, but he also had injuries concerns, and Kirk Cousins won. That's a quarterback competition to me. I'm looking at things such as what Daniel Jones is doing in the New York Giants right now. You got Eli Manning, who's probably most likely going to be starting, but that's something where it's like, okay, Eli Manning, even though Eli Manning is trash now, he's older, but he won Super Bowls for that franchise. So it's like, how long do you stay loyal to that? You know what I'm saying? To me, that's quarterback, that's a quarterback situation. That's where you have to think about a quarterback move. I'm talking about or Jimmy Garoppolo, Tom Brady kind of thing where Jimmy Garoppolo ended up having to get traded because, they had him for the future, but obviously Tom Brady is immortal or something. I can think of Lamar Jackson or Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco, for instance. Joe Flacco was starting at first, and then Lamar Jackson comes in because Joe Flacco gets hurt and he takes over that franchise. At the end of the day, that was a quarterback competition because Joe Flacco had did a lot of great things for that franchise to where they couldn't just get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't just start the young guy right away. Just like with the Giants, Daniel Jones just can't start right away because Eli Manning has done so much for the franchise. You have to respect that. That is not what I would call this. Okay, what we have. I wouldn't call this a quarterback competition. It is quite clear who you have to start. You have the older quarterback who's not that great, and then you have a younger quarterback who's not that great. You have to go with the younger one, right? You have to. You have a younger quarterback that could potentially be the future, and you have an older quarterback that has never did anything for your franchise and that has no chance of being your future, that you're probably not going to win that much more games with, even if you do start him. It's zero logic behind starting Ryan Fitzpatrick. truth be told, it never made sense. The only way you could even have made it make sense is if Ryan Fitzpatrick took a whole nother leap with us that he never took during his other 15 years in the league. And that's just, I mean, that's unrealistic at that point. With Josh Rosen, there's room for improvement. There's room for, but he has to get the reps, right? And you don't want to just see him for half the season. You don't just want to see him for 4 games. He has to play the majority of the season. And I even think that Ryan Fitzpatrick, he went to Harvard. I think even he knows. I think even he knows in the inside of his insides, in his head, he knows. Like, it makes no sense for him to start on this team. It makes 0 sense for him to start even a game on this team, to be honest with you. But especially not be the actual starter for the season. I think Brian Flores knows it. I think everybody, I know Brian Flores knows it. Everybody knows it, okay? It's impossible for you not to know it. Truth behind the quarterback competition is that it's already figured out. It's already solved. Josh Rosen is the starter. All right, it's the only one that makes sense. If Josh Rosen ends up not being a starter and we trade a pick for him, and then we don't know who we have to get, we don't know whether or not next year we have to draft a quarterback, right? And next year is the year we're really supposed to build up our team. We don't even know if we need a quarterback or not. It literally wouldn't make no sense. So I wanted to wait and see these first 2 preseason games and just make sure that I wasn't tripping on who Ryan Fitzpatrick was. Because I know Ryan Fitzpatrick is not that great, as the people tried to make him out to be during the offseason, talking about, no, he could be so much better, or the team is going to give up if Josh Rosen is the starter instead of Ryan Fitzpatrick. They're going to know that we're not trying to win for real. Are you serious? Like, Ryan Fitzpatrick is not that good. Like, he's not good enough to where the team is going to say, oh my God, he's a must start. I don't think the team is going to look at it that way. They know that what it is at the end of the day. We're not benching a veteran quarterback with 5 Pro Bowls and 2 All-Pros and a ring. We're not benching a quarterback of that nature. We're benching Ryan Fitzpatrick for our future. A journeyman. I really feel like I'm bashing Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I'm really not trying to. But I'm just saying. Ryan Fitzpatrick hasn't done nothing for our organization. We owe him nothing. Josh Rosen has a future. Our organization is gearing towards the future. There is no logic behind starting somebody who has no future with us. That's just the common sense of it. It's just a common sense. If it was Drew Brees and Josh Rosen was on the Saints, and you're talking about benching Drew Brees for Josh Rosen, then we're talking about something, right? Drew Brees, he's done too much for that organization, got a Super Bowl, multiple, he's a beast. But we talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick. We talking about somebody who probably, like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like we don't have Super Bowl apps. Like, nobody thinks we're gonna win the Super Bowl with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Nobody thinks we're gonna win it with Josh Rosen either. But I'm just saying, like, who actually thinks that Ryan Fitzpatrick? Like, okay, I want y'all to think in y'all head this question right here. How many games do y'all see us winning with Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback? Okay, now how many games do y'all see us winning with Josh Rosen at quarterback? Okay, now I don't know what y'all numbers, what y'all got out of that, but it's probably very close. Even if you think we're gonna lose one more game with Josh Rosen than Ryan Fitzpatrick, it's probably very close. Now, was that one game worth not seeing your future? Right? It's not a situation where we have Aaron Rodgers. Because then if I ask this question, hey, who's going to win more games, Aaron Rodgers or Josh Rosen? Then you might say, okay, well, I think with A-Rod we win 13, but with Josh Rosen we'd only win 8. Then you have a discussion, right? Because it's like, oh, we don't want to go to our future right now. But with Ryan Fitzpatrick, in my opinion, like, we might win. I don't like giving us records, I ain't gonna lie to you, because I'm gonna be way too optimistic. But let's say we'll win eight games with Ryan Fitzpatrick. With Josh Rosen, we might win 8 or 7. Is it worth not seeing your future? No, that one game is not worth seeing your future. So, with that being said, I hope I explained this well enough that everybody understands at the end of the day that the quarterback competition is effectively over. Josh Rosen must start. Now, I'm not asking the Dolphins to act like the competition is over, even though it should be. I want them to keep acting like the competition is going, because competition, it brings the best out of people, right? So I want it to be a competition. I want it to keep on being, oh, everybody got to earn their spot. But at the end of the day, guys, you know what I'm saying? I like this mentality of everybody earning their spot. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when it all settles down, the guy has to be starting. When all the dust settles down and the final roster is released for the regular season, Josh Rosen has to be the starter. Not week 1, not week 2, but I think by week 5, so we can at least see him because I don't want to see him for 5, 6, 8 games even. I want to see him for double-digit games. When the smoke's all settled, he has to be the starter. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how we get to that path. It doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? If it's through preseason, if it's through practicing and passing Ryan Fitzpatrick up. At the end of the day, when it all is said and done, when that quarterback depth chart come out, Josh Rosen has to be quarterback number 1. It's literally the only thing that makes sense, right? Ryan Fitzpatrick starting in no degree makes any kind of sense. If I'm missing something, let me know in the comment section of why Ryan Fitzpatrick should start over Josh Rosen. The only thing that I heard that people said was that the team would give up on Josh Rosen, but they wouldn't give up on Ryan Fitzpatrick, as if Ryan Fitzpatrick is that much better than Josh Rosen. Even if he is even better than Josh Rosen, he's not that much better than Josh Rosen. And he's already hit a ceiling and he has no potential to rise. He's just Ryan Fitzpatrick. At least Josh Rosen could get better. And the last point I want to stress that I already mentioned is that, yes, I understand that, you're supposed to say it's a competition though. So I'm not mad at anybody for saying it's a competition. I want us to keep on using that competition word. I want us to keep every day having this debate about who's going to be starting. Oh my God, oh, Ryan Fitzpatrick did this. Oh, Josh Rosen did. I like the competition because I think it brings the best out of Josh Rosen and Ryan Fitzpatrick. I like it. But at the end of the day, the truth be told, we know who has to start. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see. Like, comment, subscribe. Road to 8K on the way. It's your boy K Flexin'. I'm out.